I'm Dave Welsh, your host for the Let's Visit program. You've all heard of various frontiers that mankind has had to cross over the centuries. During the middle of the 1800s, it was the Wild West. Later on in that century, it was Alaska. Then Antarctica. And according to Jean-Luc Picard of Star Trek, space was the final frontier. But that's not quite true. There's still one more frontier along the eastern coast of North America, and that is Labrador, and that's where we're going today. So in today's program, we'll be motorcycling for 5 days north up to Canada. Labrador shares a provincial government with the province of Newfoundland. Well, now what I want to do is, if I can climb up here, is show you on this map exactly how we're going to get there. We're going to motorcycle out of Massachusetts, proceed up through New Hampshire to Bangor, Maine. Then across the 100-mile airline road to Calais, Maine, and into New Brunswick, past St. John, and into Nova Scotia, where we'll head up to Cape Breton Island in North Sydney. Here we'll take an ocean-going ferry for a 5-hour sail across the Gulf of St. Lawrence to Newfoundland. From here we'll drive 300 kilometers up the northern peninsula to St. Barth, where we'll take a much smaller ferry across the Strait of Belle Isle, and then finally up to our destination, Red Bay. Don't get the wrong idea. This ferry is a huge, multi-decked, ocean-going vessel. Motorcycles are stuffed away in various corners of the ship, and each driver is responsible for lashing down his own bike. On some crossings, the waters of the Gulf of St. Lawrence can be very turbulent. But today is a perfect July day. No need to worry. Today's crossing should take about 5 hours, so there's plenty of time to walk around the ship, enjoy the sea air, and talk to some real newfies. We pull into the harbor at the southwestern point of Newfoundland, Channel Port au Basque. And from here, it's a 300-kilometer haul up the North Peninsula to catch our ferry to Labrador. I'll stay overnight here at St. Barb before heading over to Labrador on the local ferry. This time the ferry is much smaller and the ride much shorter. This waterway is the Strait of Belle Isle, a 17.5-mile channel between the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of St. Lawrence. But the strait has other nicknames as well. The Labrador Straits, and my favorite, Iceberg Alley. Now it's the middle of July, and although the sun is shining brightly, it's mighty cold, in the 40s. And on a motorcycle or at sea, it can be very uncomfortable. I'm wearing 2 t-shirts, a heavy sweatshirt, a leather coat over that, and when necessary, a raincoat over that. Most of the place names in coastal Labrador are French, the French being the first serious European settlers in the land. The word Labrador comes from the French le bras d'or, which means golden arm. It does seem strange that back at home the temperature is probably in the high 90s, but here it's winter coat weather. When we docked at the other side, I was amazed that we had not yet reached Labrador. This was Blanc Sablon, or White Sands, Quebec. But not to worry, Labrador is only 2 miles up the road. The first village we come to is L'Anse-au-Clair. Lance, or Lance, means cove in French. So this is Clearwater Cove. It was established by French settlers in the early 1700s and boasts of a population numbering 264. Its visitor center is an old wooden church, which warmly greets travelers thanks to its welcoming wood stove. This cove faces directly into the Labrador Straits, but its climate tends to be more Arctic than Atlantic. The Labrador current is infested with floating pack ice and icebergs for 8 months of the year. Imagine playing hockey on this outdoor rink in January. One of the strange occurrences here is the bubbling sands, caused by the river water pushing up through the ground. The trees in a Labrador coastal forest are only 18 inches to 2 feet tall, so if you get lost in here, just stand up. Now, I didn't see it in any guidebook, but as I looked up at the cliff overhanging the beach, I thought I saw the profile of a salty old Labrador sea captain. Can you see him up there in the rocks?
And just look at this scrap heap of boulders around me.
They were probably left here by glaciers eons ago as the glaciers slipped out from this cliff into the Straits of Labrador out here. And these boulders are just covered with lichen. Kind of a neat place to be. This beach looks inviting enough, but you don't see anyone on it for two reasons. First, the water temperature is 2 degrees above freezing, and second, the voracious black flies would attack anyone foolish enough to sit here. I'm moving up the coast now, and I'm at a place called L'Anse l'Amour, which means Love Cove. Isn't that a pretty name? It's warmed up a bit. I'm not as freezing as I've been, and the sun has come out, so it's really nice. And behind me is something I've never gotten to see before, and that is real live icebergs. They've obviously broken off from some glacier way, way up in the north and have floated down through the Straits of Labrador. Maybe we'll see some more later on. Well, we're at a beach now at a place called Pointe d'Amour in Labrador. And I have this very nice couple from Ontario enjoying the beach. And what's your name?
Liz Liggett.
And?
John Liggett.
All right, the Liggetts are here. Now, what's unusual about this sitting on a beach? I know they don't have too many beaches in Ontario, but why is this one so unusual?
Well, we're sitting looking at icebergs melting in front of our eyes.
Sitting on a nice warm, well, it isn't warm, but it's not too bad.
As it goes.
Watching icebergs. So this is quite of an unusual thing for both of you, I assume, huh?
Unusual to say the least. What better way to get ready for dinner than to bring your lawn chair down to the local beach and sit and watch not one, not two, but 3 icebergs slowly melting.
Great. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay.
Pleasure.